Thursdays and Fridays together. But Janet and I in the future will be doing events, hopefully with Suzanne that you've been hearing tonight, doing readings, and that was Janet. And Geraldine, now, what part of the country are you in? So all these ladies that are in our holding tank here, they'll wait till after. Folks, we'll get after the last hour, after we take a break. We got about 44 more minutes. But Geraldine, tell us about where you live and what is that Bay? Is it Bay meditation, or can you give us an idea so people can find you on your website? And are you in San Francisco area?
That's right. I'm in San Francisco, California, and I do work internationally, though, around the globe with clients. Bay Area Meditation is a corporate meditation company. We do corporate meditation for companies like Google and Facebook and all these companies here in Silicon Valley. But I also do host DNA reprogramming internationally, as well as other little healing sessions and hypnotherapy for contactees as well. So you can visit my website at bayareameditation.com, geraldineorozco.com, and if you're a contactee, ET experiencer, you can go to hybridmother.com. I specialize working with people that have hybrid children, parents of hybrid children. Yeah.
Wow.
So it's great to meet all of you. Mm-hmm.
Wow. Yeah. Well, you'll fit in really good with this side of the camp. Janet and I have been working together 8 years, putting together our our Stargate to the Cosmos portal of all the many universes and dimensions, and we're always happy to meet new people. But did you know Janet in the past, or in another past life?
Well, that's sure.
Probably.
Yes, definitely. I was actually speaking at one of Janet's conferences. I think it's like 2 or 3 years now. Time flies so quickly, but it's been a long time since I've seen her. So happy to connect again. Mm-hmm.
Were you at the 2018 conference in Albuquerque, or was the last time I met you at one of Lorian's events? I forget where I meet people anymore.
Yeah, it was
Which
in
Albuquerque.
You and I
at the Albuquerque conference, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah,
this is wonderful, Jill.
Yes, I know. It's so great.
Oh, my gosh. We're supposed to meet you then. Suzanne, this is one of the original Stargate to the Cosmos readers. Or healers, I'm not sure, or practitioners. I don't know. Geraldine, what do we refer to you as since you were in the Stargate rather than a speaker?
I just call myself a practitioner, I guess you can say. Yes, that's most politically correct.
Practitioner.
Yes.
Yes.
Wonderful.
I had 65 presenters at that conference. I had 65 presenters, and I forget who's been there, and I don't have all that paperwork right now. So, but that was an amazing event, and I hope to do it again. I don't know if it's going to happen in 2021. We'll have to see how things clear up. With the diseases that are going around. But, Okay, so Geraldine does this wonderful presentation about her contact experiences. And this is the first I've seen this website, Geraldine, the Hybrid Mother. That's beautiful. Are you a web designer? How do you get your websites going? That's really pretty.
Well, I did build all of my websites, but I'm not a web designer by any means. I just get by with what I have. Thank you so much. Yeah, I tried to make something simple and, put some information out for people that are looking to learn about Hybrid Mother, because when I first had my experience, I didn't even know the terminology, what to look for online for what I was experiencing, which was being introduced to hybrid children, So I thought if I put in Hybrid Mother, maybe it would be easy for those parents that are experiencing it to find the website. So thank you. Thank you for that.
Do you want to tell this audience, it's a different audience, a little bit about what happened about your hybrid children's story?
Yeah, absolutely. So in 2013, I had a conscious experience, which means that I was wide awake. in my bedroom, and my room filled up with a white light. And when I looked down at my phone, it was 3:33 in the morning. And I go to the window to look out the window, and I am paralyzed and removed out of my bedroom into craft, where I am met with six tall grays that introduced me to my hybrid children. And they introduced me to a series of information, not just that, but they were showing me alien language. They were showing me past life where I had been in the Pleiadian group of these beings. And most importantly, they introduced me to these 4 little children out of 8 that were a combination of humanoid with gray, with reptilian, very unique features. And it was a very impactful experience to meet them because I recognized them, myself in them, and they recognized me. And the interesting thing is when I was left in my room a couple hours later, I woke up with the ability to see the multidimensional body, feel and sense blockages, cords, attachments, tapping into their information. And that's how my life changed completely since 2013.
What were you doing before then?
Well, before then, I was an event planner. I had my own event planning company for 10 years. And, here in the San Francisco Bay Area, I was managing and designing very high-end events. And but I had always been interested in meditation. Alongside my event planning company, I owned Bay Area Meditation, where I was hosting meditation circles in my corporate office here in Union City in Fremont. And, I've been very interested. I became certified in pranic healing, quantum energy healing very early on. I was interested in Qigong and a lot of healing modalities. But nothing took me to the depth of that knowledge and understanding until I had that experience in 2013. I mean, I never even uttered the word alien before that moment. So it really just ripped open the veil into an entire world that I was not even aware of before that moment. Yeah.
Wow. So, TJ, do you have any questions for Geraldine or Suzanne? Do you want her to cover anything in particular?
Yeah. So Geraldine, Suzanne Wyman here. What a great spot to be working in Northern California. I mean, the energy is completely different there than I think some other places in the world. Have you heard of the theory that there's a etheric net that sort of rests over San Francisco? And I found that whenever I go into the city of San Francisco, it's so much easier to move from heart chakra energy. So, and I love Fremont. Fremont is such a countrified zone within that. The East Bay is so beautiful, and there's spots of country out in the middle of the city. There you are. You just travel a little outside of the city limits, and there you are. You're in the country. So what an interesting place for you to work from. I mean, it's just incredibly beautiful.
It is. I'm really blessed to be here. And I mean, I've traveled and lived in many other parts of the world, but always coming back here, because it's just there's a lot of everything. And it's a key spot energetically for a lot of forward movement. There's a lot of technological advancement, a lot of spiritual advancement here. Which is very nice, because it allows to introduce these kinds of healing modalities to the general public as well. As a matter of fact, here in Stanford, it was the first mindfulness research department that was created in the U.S. They actually study mindfulness. It was beautiful. A lot of very interesting technology that was linked to mindfulness and a lot of study of meditation and the electromagnetic field. A lot of really great organizations are out of here in San Francisco Bay Area. So it's a great community to be in. And, they were very open to the concept of meditation early on in 2017, when we were just becoming introduced to meditation as a trendy thing. It was just coming into mainstream. So it's a great environment to be in, and there's a lot of work to be done. There's a lot of ancestral work here as well, as you were saying, energetically. It's a great portal opening for forward movement that aligns in between Mount Shasta, all the way down to Sedona, all the way down to Mexico, to the pyramids. We are on this line of fire here, that it's a lot of fire energy, creative life force energy that's here. And even Hawaii plays a huge role in those energy points that's being created here. So yeah, energetically it's a great place indeed.
Oops.
Did she drop off?
No, I'm still here.
Oh, good. Okay, go ahead.
Geraldine, this is TJ. We're so accustomed, all three of us are radio hosts, and we're so accustomed to not having dead air that if we hear just even a millisecond, one of us will usually pick up. But the three of us are learning to work together again about today. Down here where I live in the Panhandle, right next door Lake Charles, we had a hurricane, and then we had a 3.8 earthquake, right? So we've got a lot of energy moving where down here. So it's funny because we've never had that break between Janet, Suzanne, and TJ. We're usually talking over each other. None of us knew what to do. Well, Geraldine, you're a welcome breath of fresh air. Wow.
Well, good. Well,
yeah.
Pleased to be here.
How do you see us all working together in the future? Do you have insight? I'm a precog myself, but that's by intuitive health and wellness, and I do integrative medicine. And my daughter passed away down here in Tampa, Moffitt Cancer Center area, and I came back here to die. But Suzanne's been helping me, and Janet, because, if we live in the past, we live in depression. If we live in the future, it's anxiety. But do you deal with various groups dealing with AI now, because I'm very much about coming back in this life and helping others, and I know that that's my calling, but Janet and Suzanne are here to keep me aligned. And do you help people when they fall back into after death and dying? Because even though I've had death and dying, and I'm an old soul, and I keep coming back here, I was wondering if you could give anybody helpful information to work with the three of us, because Janet's always bringing in new people, but obviously you're a very old soul, and you must be in our star soul cluster. And people ask me all the time universally, what universe and what star soul cluster or what contract. But are you familiar with the terminology they use where you live before 2018 or after with AI? Do they all think that we're just out of our gourds if we talk about universal life forms? Or, give us a heads up, because I'd like to see how you could work with us in the future on terminology, etymology, if you don't mind.
I'd love to work with you guys. That would be great. But in terms of these origins, I guess, the old soul is definitely what it is. And coming into working with you guys on all this. Now, do you work directly with artificial intelligence, or what is it that you're working on with AI?
I work direct on many universal levels, but part of my reason for coming back in this reality was to reinitiate the ancient mystery schools and also bring back what we call past life memories, but working what you would call other as far as AI is concerned. One of my scariest missions off planet in this universe was when we joined at the universal level a quadrant that involved the Andromeda Galaxy with the Milky Way Galaxy. And one of our charges was to bring into this reality on this timeline that we were going to actually introduce some of our personnel that were mixed biological, and my husband and I were having trouble with that. So we had to have an education in space, because we didn't want to deal with the God, the big G God